Chef Frank here with my daughter Chas. We're making chicken pot pie for you tonight. This is actually Chas's favorite meal to make. So she's going to kind of take the lead. I'm going to be her helper in tonight's meal. So take it away, Chas.
Okay, so we're going to have him cut some chicken. We already have 2 chicken breasts cut up in here. And so we're going to have him cut up another one.
So what we're doing is we're kind of cubing it up. So it's in little bite-sized pieces. Nothing fancy.
So now that he's done cutting up the chicken, we're going to preheat our oven to 375, which we already have done. And he's going to season it. The things that you're going to need to make this is some chicken stock, vegetables like corn, carrots, and peas, and then you're going to need some dough and some flour.
You could use fresh or canned vegetables. Chas likes to use canned vegetables because it's easier. It's a good cheat for her. It also helps to make a quick meal for tonight. So we're going to take a little bit of oil. Spread it around. We've got it on medium heat. We're just going to spread around our chicken and let it cook.
While our chicken's sauteing, we're going to go ahead and open our vegetables. And you want to drain all of the juice out of your vegetables if you're using canned.
Your vegetables can go right in with your chicken while it's cooking. So all the flavors kind of come together. Sometimes you have to use your spatula to get the last 2 pieces out. Stir that together a little bit. So we're going to bring up our heat a little bit. We've got our peas left. So we've turned up our heat, and the reason we've turned up our heat is we want everything to come together nice and hot. The chicken to cook through. We've added our vegetables now, so we're going to add a little bit more seasoning to season the vegetables. Anytime you add food, you want to add seasoning. You want to make sure everything gets seasoned well. So our chicken doesn't have to cook all the way right now because it's going to cook in the oven still. So if it's still just slightly under, you're going to know that it's going to cook in the oven. So you don't have to worry about every last little piece of chicken being cooked all the way. What we're going to do now is we're going to make a little bit of a gravy right in the pan. So what we'll do is we'll actually dust the vegetables with a little bit of flour. And this is totally dependent on how much chicken pot pie you're making. So what it does is just kind of help thicken up the liquid that's in there, so that when we make the pot pie, you've got a little gravy basically to go with your pot pie. So once all that flour gets cooked a little bit, we're going to add on our chicken stock. All that flour's cooked a little bit now. Just mix that all together, and if you look closely, it's almost kind of gummy looking on the vegetables. It's exactly what we want. We got that on that high heat, and the reason we want that high heat is because the sauce has to boil for the gravy to thicken up. And Chas likes to keep hers simple, so we're going to follow her recipe. But if you wanted to add some spices in here at this point, if you want to add something like cayenne pepper or even some herbs, parsley, basil, even cilantro if you like that kind of flavor, would be a good addition at this point, right before we go into our pan for making our pot pies. We're gonna add just a little bit more liquid. It's coming together really nicely. Okay, we'll turn off our heat now. And you bring over the pan to put the pot pie in. People fight over the pot pie in our house, so we like to do little individual servings because there's never enough to go around. All we do is we take it, we scoop right into the little containers individually. You could also do this in a large casserole dish if you didn't have a baking pan, and just cover the whole casserole dish with your pie topping. Chas, you want to explain to them what we got for pie topping?
Okay, so we have crescent dough sheets, but you can also get the crescents, and then with the crescents you can just like tear them apart and put them on top. But we're gonna use the dough sheets tonight because they're easier. So you're gonna open it. just gonna place them on top.
Why don't we move over here so you got a little bit more room to work? I'll hold on to this. You can shove over here. There you go.
So you're just gonna place them on top and just make sure it covers and give them the edges.
We could use a pie cutter here or something to cut out little fun shapes, but it's more fun just to sit here and rip it up and have some fun while we're in the kitchen.
And then once you cover them, you're gonna take it over to the oven. And you're just gonna put it in the oven for 9 to 10 minutes. Alright, so our timer went off, so we're gonna pull it out of the oven and check it. So you know when it's done when the crust is golden?
If you're looking for some more delicious recipes, make sure you subscribe to our Facebook page and our YouTube under Frank's Family Table. Thanks.